Hello, welcome back. I'm Judith, and this is Embracing the Moment. I I had a whole thing I wanted to say, whole spiel about um, how I feel in different moments and um, just embracing the moments in our lives and how to go about developing those moments and forming times when we can just enjoy every moment of our life. Um, but this last week has been a bit difficult. I am a week out from having my Roux-en-Y surgical procedure, which is a gastric bypass. Um, it's a revision or correction um, because of an issue I had after having, or I developed, not had, but developed after um, having my gastric sleeve done a little more than 5 years ago. I developed a very severe case of acid reflux, GERD, and it got to be so bad that had I not had the correction, I probably would end up on a feeding tube in the next few years. Um, but this time it's a lot different. I'm experiencing a lot of different things, a lot of different emotions that I experienced before, knowing that this was not done for weight loss purposes, but um, to prevent uh, something very serious from happening. Um, so the issue is that I am on a liquid meal plan, liquid diet, or whatever they want to call it. Um, I was on clear liquids for 3 days, and then now I'm on full liquids. The issue is I want food, and it's not like I want to eat like a ton of food. I just want a mouthful. When I had the first procedure, even though my daughter lived with me, it was just me and her. It and by her being an adult, I really didn't have to cook for her. I didn't have to do anything for her. Most of the time she was at a friend's house. She ate at other people's houses. So it really wasn't like a lot of food around me. This time, however, is different because I have a grandchild living in the home and she has to eat. And my daughter cooks for them. And it's really hard being in a house where you can smell the food but you can't taste it. You can't consume it. And the first time we went through the program, it was very restrictive. For the 2 to 4 weeks prior to the surgery, you had no solid foods. You had liquids. You were on a liquid diet. I mean, the most solid you had was sugar free pudding or low fat yogurt. And, you know, jello, popsicles, along with your protein shakes and your oh, we could have cream-based soups with nothing in it. Like you had to strain the bits out of it. So cream of chicken, cream of celery, cream of mushroom, but you had to strain it. Um, this time, preoperative, we were allowed to have a meal during the day, whether for lunch or dinner, and a regular meal. So it wasn't like, we had to just have salad or whatever. I mean, we could have like a low cal, high protein meal, lean cuisine, um, healthy choice, something like that. And I think that is making it harder now, not being able to have anything that is not liquid. I am so sick of broth. I am so sick of just tomato soup, protein shakes. And I know that if I'm having a hard time handling these, there's no way I can have a meal. I mean, I understand that. But the sip, 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 4 ounces of liquid in an hour, trying to get it through my head that I can't take big gulps. I can't drink through a straw. I can't consume the liquids the way I normally would, like to take a spoon and just eat the soup. I can't do that. I have to sip, sip, eat it back up, sip, sip, and trying to get in 48 ounces minimum of fluid. Sipping water. I can have water. I can have uh, decaffeinated tea, decaffeinated coffee with nothing in it. It's it's like the same thing all day, every day. And I still have a whole nother week to go of this. And I'm trying to stay focused. I'm trying to understand this moment and this time and get through it. I'm trying. But when I have to prepare a meal for my grandchild because I have to watch her while my daughter's at work or to smell the food being cooked, it's hard. It's hard. And then there are things that I'm going through now that I didn't go through before because this procedure was more um, extensive and intensive, and things I didn't go through after the first one that I wasn't made aware of. They tell you, oh, this is what your meal plan is going to be like. This is, what we expect, and for the first 2 weeks, you're going to be tired and you're going to go through this and you're going to have to take this and you're going to have to take vitamins for the rest of your life, which I already knew. And they tell you all these things, but they never tell you what your body's going to go through. They say, oh, take this for pain. You can take Tylenol for pain, but they don't tell you that that Tylenol can get caught and that because of the way your stomach is, and because this was a reparative, and they also had to fix a hiatal hernia, that if that pill doesn't go straight down and turn sideways, it's gonna be caught. They didn't tell me that, which means that now I have to try to get more fluid in to flush it down, which now makes my stomach hurt, my abdomen hurt. Um, I wasn't told about a few other things I'm not going to go into here, but there's some physical things that I wasn't told to expect. Um, then I'm told, on the day I'm discharged, here's a list of things. If these things happen, pay this number, and we'll get back to you. Well, if those residents are in surgery, and I'm going through this and I need to talk to somebody, but it's not an emergency where I have to call 911. Who do I do? Who do I go to help me with this? And then you call the office, and the office says, well, you need to talk to the doctors, but they're in surgery. When I think back, in all honesty, with myself, I wish I had never had the original procedure. And I did it because I had hurt my knees, and then I gained weight, and my knees were getting worse, and I had a procedure done on my right knee. And the weight I was carrying was causing my knee to get worse and causing me to be in a lot of pain. And an orthopedist says, I, I need to fix your knee because the first doctor messed up, but in order for me to fix the knee, you have to lose this much weight. So I'm going to refer you to bariatric surgery. And then I have the surgery and I lose the weight, and now my knee feels better, so I don't have the procedure done on my knee because I don't have the weight bearing on it. Then I gain some of the weight back, not as much, not what I originally lost, but I gained some of it back, and my knee is hurting again. Well, the issue is to lose the weight. Then the pandemic hits, and I'm stuck at home, and I gain more weight. Still not as much as I lost, but now I'm in a situation where the knee is bothering me again. And then I have these other issues. So I have the hiatal hernia and I have food getting caught in my chest. So it's certain foods I couldn't eat anymore. I couldn't have chicken breast and I couldn't have broccoli and I couldn't have, some other vegetables because it kept getting caught. No matter how much I chewed it, it kept getting caught. And then I have all this reflux, which is causing me to have coughing, which 2020, not a good time to be having uncontrollable coughing. And so I end up having another procedure done to check an endoscopy and something else to check to see like what's going on. And I'm told that to to correct this, I now have to have this other surgery to keep the acid from my stomach making its way up into my esophagus because it was eroding the esophagus. Was I told all of this prior to having the first surgery? Probably. Probably. I was probably told, oh, like only 1% has acid reflux, or, yeah. And I'm always the 1%. Always. No matter what it is, I'm the 1%. I'm the 1% of people who take NyQuil and end up bouncing off the walls instead of going to sleep. I'm the 1% that can take DayQuil and instead of being awake and functioning, I'm about to fall over, sleepy, drowsy, cannot focus. I'm always the 1% of whatever they say. Oh, only 1% of the population does it. I'm the 1%. I'm trying to be optimistic. I'm trying to say this too shall pass. It's only a week left. and I can have some eggs, and I can have some mashed sweet potatoes, mashed potatoes. I can have some other things, oatmeal. And then another 2 weeks, 3 weeks, I can add some more things. Yeah. But then I find out today that some of the issues I'm having are going to take several weeks to get better. It's going to take several months for some other things to correct themselves. And I'm not happy. And I know people are going to say, and people have said, be patient. It's not that long. You got this. You can handle this. You can. And I know I can. I've been through worse than this. Believe me, worse than this. It just seems a little harder this time than the last time. And I'm not really sure why. I don't know if my perspective on things have changed. I don't know if it's because my mindset is that I had this to fix a problem that could have caused me long term disability, as opposed to I had this to lose weight, additional weight. Some people have the correction, the revision, because they gained weight back and they want to lose the weight again. We can modify our behavior. We can monitor our proportions. We can, there's other things we could do. But I feel like this was maybe a little intensive. Maybe if I had just had the hiatal hernia fixed, maybe that would have helped. Maybe if I had um, just changed what I was eating and ate more bland food for a while, maybe that would have corrected some of it. I don't know. I don't know. I just feel like I've been thrown out here, and I don't know. I don't know how I feel. I'm conflicted. Part of me knows that this was the best thing to keep me from having difficulties in a couple of years, being on a feeding tube, being stuck wherever I went. I mean, having to take this stuff with me, the liquid with me, and still then being on a liquid diet like for the rest of my life. Um, Part of me knows that, but part of me wants to eat a small bite of a chicken wing. Part of me wants to be able to eat potato salad, just a forkful. Part of me wants to have some fruit, which I may not be able to have ever again. Part of me just wants to be able to sit down with my family and have a meal, to be able to drink a glass of water and not be taking the tiniest of sips, whereas I'm only getting 1 ounce of fluid every 15 minutes, where I can just sit down and drink the water and be have my mouth be refreshed and know I'm getting hydrated, and it's not going to take me an hour or 2 hours to drink a cup of water. Before I had the surgery, I had ample time to prepare mentally. And once again, I didn't. I wasn't prepared mentally the first time, and I wasn't prepared mentally this time. And I told people after the last time, and I'm going to tell them again, please make sure you're mentally prepared for this. Talk to somebody, talk to a therapist. I know I'm not going to say a food addiction. I just enjoy food. Um, and I couldn't eat that much. And there are times when I don't feel like eating at all prior to this. But when I have a taste for something, even if I only get two mouthfuls of it, I want to be able to do that. And I wasn't mentally prepared. I stocked up on the things that the dietitian told me to stock up on, but I still wasn't prepared for this. So I'm going to leave that here. Maybe the next time I have the energy. Oh, yes, lack of energy. I have none of that. But the next time I have energy, maybe I'll do the piece I wanted to do. But until then, be blessed, be happy, enjoy every moment of your life. Remember, I love you.